What's up everyone? Back again. Today, gonna be creating a build up. Not really sure how I'm gonna merge these ideas together, but let's get into it and let's see what we can do today. The only thing I did since last time was just bounce these to audio here. Just the little sections that I added last time. What's up everyone? Back again. Mute this computer here. So yeah, that's the only thing I've done so far. I haven't opened up this project since I cut off the live stream last time. We're just gonna be working here and let's see what happens. So just to recap, this is the drop from last time that we had. I still like it. It's the first time I've listened to it since I cut off the live stream and I'm still feeling that, so that's a good sign. This is what I had the last day. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find out a way to merge those two ideas together. So let's get started. I might just start the new idea over here. Leave everything where it is. So I'll put a little locator here and I'll call this build up. Or just build. Actually, I'm going to put it right here since this part. I'm still debating if I should have this little melodic piece come in after the drop or where exactly it should be. So it'd be something like... That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, is having that come in after that melodic piece and have like just an intro with some of those sounds stripped away to kind of build up the intensity, and then have a build up and then hit the drop and then that melodic piece right there. How y'all doing? Jewel, what's up, man? Lebaston, what's up? Hey, Lebaston, I think I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but I still need to get on that forum and on Discord. I had work yesterday, and then immediately after work, I had some stuff to do. So I'm gonna get on Discord and try to figure that out. So Lebaston, he created something for this live streaming app that I'm using right now to allow me to trigger the scenes easier. So thank you, man. Santi, what's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in and watching. I've been doing a little mini series for the past couple days. I started last week when I started live streaming, and I'm just creating a song from scratch. So I started, if you're interested in going back and watching them, I have those on my YouTube channel. You can watch those, and they're really long though. They're like 2 hours long, so I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to go back and watch it. But I've just been doing making this from scratch, like an EDM song from scratch. I've never done this before because EDM takes me so long to make. So yeah, it's something new for me. I've done hip hop beats from scratch. Like a hip hop beat, I can make a good one in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But EDM's a little bit different. It's a little bit more intricate. It takes a lot more work. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. And right now I'm on the build up part. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with so if you've watched any of my videos before, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying stuff out, and if it sounds good, I keep it. If it doesn't sound good, then I delete it. So I don't know how this is gonna sound, but let's just give us like a little skeleton to work with here. So what I'll be doing is just adding in some kicks that, you know, eventually build up into the drop. This is a melody I added the other day. I'm gonna go ahead and deactivate those clips there to mute it. So once again, this will be the build up. And I don't know if I want like a riser yet, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add one in just to get the ideas flowing, because I don't really know how I'm gonna do this build up on this one. Trying to find a riser to put here. This is a nice simple one I could use just for now. So you gotta put sidechain on it. It just makes it sound so much better. Let me do that right now. I created this little sidechain rack in Ableton. It's just basically a utility plugin. I use utility plugins for sidechaining because you can set the like intensity of the sidechain just by dragging this here. So what I'll do is let me show you here. For now, I'm just gonna put it on this here. I might change that in a second. I'm gonna drag the sidechain onto here. So what I have it going all the way down to ducking the sound all the way. But if I decide I want to back off the sidechain a little bit, all I have to do here is adjust this min value, min to max, or just adjust the min. Whenever you map it, I think it maps it like that, but you just want to put that down to 0 because you want 0 to be the ceiling. And then I'll adjust this to whatever I want it. For now, I'm going to leave it here, but if I wanted to make the sidechain not as intense, I could pull this slider up like that. So let me just show you an example real quick. So let's say I didn't want it so intense, you could like that, but I'm gonna keep it here for now. Jewel, you're saying pulsing and rising up could be interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I like to have multiple risers going at the same time, not just one. Right now I don't really know what I'm gonna do, so I'm just adding this one as kind of a default just to give me an idea of where I want to go. So I got to change those side chains to match the kicks here. The thing about build-ups is that it's a little bit time consuming to make from scratch. If you've got the samples already downloaded that are already in place, that might be an easier way to do things, to do it fast. But yeah, I don't really know what I want for this, so I just felt like making it from scratch right now, so. It just takes a lot of time to copy and paste all these little sections in. Santi, you said, do you work each song in a session or prepare each sound in separate sessions and then join it in? So I do things different at different times. If you look over here, I have a little section. I got my little kit. What I have here, where is it? Or maybe, let me see where it's at. I thought I can't find it now. Pardon me, because I just changed computers. I thought I imported it into here. Maybe I haven't, or maybe it's somewhere else right now. Let me see. I have a little section called Brainstorm. Oh, here it is. I don't, let me see. Where did I put it? I forget where I put it here. Oh, okay. I know where it's at. So, I have a little section called Brainstorm Design, and it just has like, so I don't have anything in my 2020 section yet, but in my 2019 section, these are all sounds that I did like sound design days, and I just went in here and created different sounds, and I have the actual like patch that I made, but then I also bounced out a WAV file so that I could just drag it into my project if I wanted, and I have it labeled like the BPM and the key that it's in. So for example, it's like, so I have that sound, but then also I could drag in, let me see here. I think this is the best way to do things, really. If you have like sounds that you have already made, because sometimes when you go to create a sound when you're trying to work on a song, it kind of kills the vibe sometimes. So did you see what I did there? I just dragged in from my folder, and then it's got the like that. But then if I wanted to, I have that same sound right there bounce to audio, and then I can mess with it in audio. You know, I could make it faster, just like, or I could slow it down. So yeah, that's kind of how I do things. Just to, that was a long way of answering your question, but I like to, right here I'm creating this build-up from scratch, but I also make plenty of sounds beforehand too. So yeah. And then Jewel, you said for your sidechain you could use LFO tools. Yeah, so I know about that, but I was using LFO tool for sidechain, and first of all, I like using utility for sidechain just because you can visually see where you see exactly on the grid where your sidechain is taking place, and a lot of times I like to do it the length of the kick. In this case, I don't. Well, not that I like to do it the length of the kick, but I like to do it. I like the sidechain to end on a grid mark in the tempo of the song. So that's why I like doing it like this. And also, when I was using Ableton Live 9, it was creating some latency problems where the sidechain was a little bit off. I don't know if Ableton 10 has that problem, but you know, I just kind of stuck with it, and that's just how I do things now. And yeah, so. Okay. I also, when the kick is building, I like to adjust the length. So when it's like this, it's okay to keep it the same length. But once it starts speeding up, I like to cut the length of the kick down because it just helps the kick not hit so hard. You don't want the drop to be so intense that you don't want the buildup to be so intense that it takes away when the drop hits. So that's what I'm doing here, just shortening the length of the kick. I might speed it up here like this. Shorten it just a little bit more. Then copy it here. Yeah, man, I can't say. I don't know if it's if it's better or worse to do the utility sidechain, but I just like it because I can easily adjust the intensity. I know you could do that on LFO tool also, but I just like visually being able to see where it's ducking on the grid. I should say I like being able to see where it's ducking in relation to the grid in Ableton. I think I cut off a little bit too much on the kick on this part. And I don't know what I'm going to do for the pre-drop. Like, I don't have any vocals or anything right now. So, we'll see. For everybody that's tuning in right now, thanks for tuning in. I'm just creating a build-up for what I have going on here. And I'm creating a build-up for the song that I've been making on live stream. So that's what's up right here. I'm going to try to add in some of the synths I was using on this part. Let's see how that sounds. I thought that maybe this little synth melody that I made here could be a kind of a cool intro. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to incorporate that yet, but you know, something along the lines of like. Maybe if I put that chord, these chords that I use in the drop, let's see where they're at. Here it is. I think that this is probably too intense to like start off the song with. Maybe. I need something a little calmer, just along the lines of like. And then. I don't know, that's just an idea. That could work. Let's keep adding and see what comes out. Sidechain that. Hey Jules, see you later, man. Thanks for tuning in. I always like to bring in some of the sounds that are going to happen in the drop towards maybe the second half of the build-up, just to create some anticipation. I feel like that helps tie things together when they're kind of different. So what I'll do here is maybe create like a little like a filter automation or something with some reverb. Cut out the lows, cut out the highs, and then I'm going to add some reverb here. It's going to start off at a high percentage, maybe something like that. And then I'm going to automate it down. And then I might need to automate the volume too. So start off like, maybe start it off a little bit softer, and then it gets a little louder. So that's way too loud. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put this on the group instead of on the track, because on the group I have a lot of processing here, which is turning up the volume. So I'll put it here. That might be a little bit better. And actually I need to sidechain this. So let me copy the sidechain settings from the effects section and then paste it onto the group here. I didn't press the right button to copy it. It's still too loud. And then there's too much reverb also. Let's tone this down a little bit. What I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to put all of these effects on the group bus because there's so much processing going on in the group. When I put in the effects on the actual track, it's not actually doing much. So right here it'll be a lot more, these effects will be a lot more visible, or audible I should say. There we go. And I think I'm gonna put the first one here like this. Just drag all this stuff over here. For some reason my sidechain got deleted. Just paste that back in. Maybe do a little stutter here. I'm gonna back off the sidechain a little bit here when it gets super fast because the sounds aren't able to come through because the sidechain is there's so much sidechain, so I'll do that right now. Forgot to turn on the EQ here, so it's like I like when I'm doing a filter, I like to take out some of the mids like that because a lot of times it'll muddy it up. Now I'm just gonna do a little filter automation. Open the filter up as the buildup goes on. Do a little automation here. I like the way that sounds. I feel like in the beginning, you know, when the build-up starts, you can't really hear You can't really hear this too well. But I honestly don't know what I'm going to put here at the beginning. I think there's going to be another sound, so I'll fix that later if I have to. Alright, so that's the next layer. Let's put on another layer after that. Maybe some snares or some hi-hats or something. Why don't we do the hi-hats first? Just to add a little bit of bite. I am going to turn that down a little bit. Turn the percussion down on this part. I don't want it to be too loud. I'm still learning about, making the build-up quieter so that the drop feels like it impacts more. Still learning how to do that well. Turn this down a little bit more. I'm still kind of struggling on some of the controls or some of the hotkeys in Ableton 10. Some of it is because I just upgraded to Ableton 10 and it's just some of it's slightly different. And the other half of it is that this keyboard I'm using is not very good. It's like probably 15 years old, this one right here. But my new one's coming in the mail and it's mapped out just like a Mac computer is mapped out, so hopefully that will help me key a little bit faster. I like to have a main percussion going like that, but then I like to have a little something going on in the background. Let's take one of these sounds. Maybe something kind of like that. Just real quiet in the background. And I'm even going to turn it down more than that. Maybe like that there. And just like I shorten the kicks, I'm going to shorten the hi-hats too. And then shorten the hi-hats a little bit more on this part, just to help, build up the intensity, lower the volume on some of this stuff so that when the drop hits, it'll sound bigger. Alright, so that's a good foundation to build upon there. Now I think I'll try to add some snares to spice things up a little bit. I wasn't planning on doing that, but that kind of sounds, you know, like a hip hop breakdown or something. I think that sounds kind of cool. Let's see where that goes. I don't know if I want to go that direction. I think I'm just going to keep it constant for now, like kind of like this. And maybe filter this so it's not so in your face. Santi, what's up, man? Costa Rica. I love your coffee in Costa Rica. It's some of the best coffee I've ever had. I'm just filtering these snares here so they don't stand out as much. And then maybe as it starts speeding up, I could open up the filter. So let me do the filter automation here. And I think instead of keeping this volume low on the main track, what I'm going to do is drag a utility in here. That way if I want it to get louder, I'm not capped off at whatever I set this. So I'm going to just automate it from here. Gonna make these snares a little bit shorter on this part. I can't say creating build-ups are like the most exciting thing ever, but it's really important because it ties the song in together. It ties your ideas from different parts of the song in together. I do think it's useful to know how to do one well though, because if your build-up is not good, then you know your drop's not going to impact very good either. I need like a big crash here. Maybe something more than that. There's a crash I use in other songs that I like. I'm gonna go find that real quick. Alright, so now I've got a basic foundation for how I want this drop to go, but it's really boring. So I'm going to try to find some samples, maybe something that's kind of like pulsing, you know, all the way through. That's what I have in my head. I don't know how else to explain it, but let me try to find something like that. Sometimes in you know, cymatic sample packs, they've got something like that. If I could find a riser that's already made, I like doing it like that because it's just easier, it saves on time, and then if I'm not happy with it, I could try to recreate it or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Let's see. Now the first note that hits is G sharp. So this says it's F. I thought it said it was F. No, it doesn't say that. Okay. I don't know, maybe I saw FX. So what I'm gonna do here is try to figure out what key this riser is in, because that makes a big difference. It matters how much I'm gonna have to pitch it up or pitch it down. So let me drag an EQ in here, and let's see where the frequencies are peaking. It looks like the main frequency is C. I think what I'll do is pitch it up like this, since the riser is already really long, and I think it's in the key of C. So with C, we need to get to G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to pitch it up 8 semitones. and then I might shorten it a little bit so that it ends right on that line there. Let's see how that sounds. It doesn't sound right to me. That might be the right. Sometimes it's hard to tell because the frequencies are so close. That it might have actually been A when I thought it was G sharp. So I think 7 semitone sounds a little bit better. Might take off some of that high end. Take out some of those mids. And then I'm gonna create a manual automation on that here. I'm not a huge fan of this sound, but I'm gonna keep it in for now, just to kind of keep the ideas going. Maybe that sound would work, just in a different way. Let's see. I can't remember if it was you, Santi, who was asking about do I create my sounds beforehand or during the project. I told you I do it both ways, but this is definitely an advantage of creating sounds beforehand. I already have something that's, it's kind of, I'm gonna have to tweak it, but I've already made this, so I don't have to create it from scratch. Change it to G sharp. I think I'm gonna pitch it down. No, maybe I'll keep it pitched up. Control J to join them together. And then, oh, that's a little bit off. Some of those notes are off. I didn't even realize. Copy and paste that again. And I'm going to have this pitching up. Change the semitones here to 12, so it goes up a whole octave. Add some reverb. See how that sounds. I think it always sounds good when you have something that's kind of pulsing like that in the background. And sorry, I forgot I had this still switched on the big screen. I'll put this back on Ableton here so you can see what I'm doing. And this would be kind of cool if I threw in an auto pan. Nothing too crazy, just to give it a little bit of movement. Kind of going left and right like that. I think like a fatter snare would be cool there. Just EQing out the high end, just having something going on there. Let me see. I'm sure Cymatics has some of those dubstep kind of snares. Let's see what key this snare is in here. See what the root note is. Looks like it's about C sharp. I think you don't have to have the snare exactly in the same key as your song, like the root note. So the main note in this song is G sharp. I wouldn't say you have to have it on a G sharp, but I think it sounds best if you have the snare, the main frequency peaking at some note in the key of the song. So whether it's the first, the fifth, or the seventh, or the third, you know, whatever sounds best, but having that frequency peaking at a note that's actually in the scale that you're working with, I think sounds best. What I think I'll do on this one is maybe tune it up a couple semitones. Yeah, I think that might go good right there. Cut out the high end here. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to make these frequencies peak at D sharp, since when I'm playing that first chord is a the last note in that chord is D sharp, so I think that would probably be a pretty good frequency to choose for that snare. And sometimes you could do all the right things, like theoretically the right frequency that you want it peaking at, and it doesn't sound good, you know, so you just have to mess around with it until you're satisfied with it. think we're getting closer. Shorten these snares just like we did the kicks and the hi-hats and everything previously. I think that's gonna sound good. I'm not, definitely not done yet with the drop, but I like that. I like the direction it's heading. I think it builds anticipation, and I think it blends nicely into that main drop. So the next challenge is going to be, maybe I should try to create a little intro now, because I think that's gonna play a big factor into how the build-up sounds. The intro, I envision it being really short, something just to kind of give you a flavor of what's to come, but then not do too much, still leave some mystery so that when the drop hits, it has a lot of impact. So let's see what I can do here for the intro. I still think that would make a pretty cool intro as one of the sounds in the background. Let's see what else we got here. So this is all, I made a little bounce. This is all the sounds together for the melody that I made, but it has sidechain on it. So I want to have some of that chord structure in the intro, but I don't want to give away all of my sounds at once. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to incorporate those chords in there, but not give you everything, all in your face at one time. Iron Faith, what's up, man? Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you being here. Just creating a build-up for the song that I'm working on. Trying to fit all the puzzle pieces together. Let me just start off with filtering this. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think I'm going to have to actually take out some of the sounds and import them back into this project. Let's see. This sound here is just a little flavor I added in the background for the drop. I'm just seeing if it's gonna fit. I don't know if it will, or you know what it's gonna sound like in the end, but you know, I'm just giving it a chance to see. Maybe add some reverb to it. I don't like that. I don't like this here, so I'm just gonna delete it. It's got too many sounds for the intro. I'm gonna get these vocals that I made. I'm not sure who all here was tuned in for the other sessions, but I made this little, where is it? Did I still have it in here? I made a little vocal melody from some vocal chops, and then I put a vocoder on it, and I triggered it with these chords, so without any effects it sounds like this. And then when I put the vocoder on it and trigger it with these chords here, it sounds like this. So I really like that sound. That would be a cool intro, or at least part of the intro. Let's see if I can fit that in there. It's always tough trying to strike a balance between keeping the intro interesting and then, you know, you don't want to do too much in the intro. I'm not sure why the vocoder is automated on that part. That could be kind of cool for an intro. I think I need to... It sounds kind of choppy. I need to smooth it out a little bit. Iron Faith, you're saying I don't understand, but I see the project and how... Oh, okay. I see you, man. Well, thanks for tuning in. Turn it down a little bit here. I'm gonna change the EQ for the intro because I have the EQ going as if it's got a lot of stuff around it, but in the intro it's pretty bare, so I'm going to automate this here. Maybe take out that high peak. And I might even have it just filtered in the beginning like this. The volume, I definitely need to decrease the volume a little bit more. It's way too loud. I'm gonna unmute this vocoder for now just so I could hear what's going on a little bit better. I like that better. So that little synth art that's playing in the background, I'm actually gonna make that go along with these chords here because I think it'll sound better. So I bounced it to audio, but I'm gonna bring it back in. I have it right here. Background chords. I think it's a little bit too much, so I like the way it was separated here, but I'm going to take out that 7th that I added. I added a 7th chord. Take out this D. Okay. So just taking out some of the chords here to make it, you know, I don't want it to be, I just want it to be in the background, hanging out, creating a blanket for the rest of it. And I might turn down that delay. So this is something that I made last live stream. Oh, that's why it didn't sound right. I had this playing along with it. Okay. I muted the wrong one. So I hear that note. I need to cut that note out there. Actually, let me go into here and just... I'm gonna turn it up right now just so I can hear what's going on a little bit better. Let me hear what it sounds like if I extend it out a little bit. Like what I'll do here is I'll save this just in case I mess it up. Save it right here, and I'm gonna extend this out. I think I like that better. Like this. See what it sounds like if I shift the top note down an octave. Iron Faith, what's up, man? Yeah, my baby, she is getting big now. Actually, right now, she is sleeping. That's why I'm able to live stream. If you can see that, she's sleeping in her crib right now, and when she wakes up, I'll have to stop the live stream. But hopefully she'll sleep for a little bit longer so I can continue to make some music right here. I think I'll take an EQ and cut out some of these low parts here. And I think I'll actually add in like some side chain to these chords because they sound boring to me. Allow it to pump a little bit. Maybe I'll add this to the vocals too. Now, I don't know if I like those chords. I don't think I'm going to keep them. But I do have something that I made the other day on the other live stream, or on the other live streams. I can't remember which one. I think it was either the first or the second live stream I did where I made this. It's actually a sound off of, oh wait, hold on a second. Okay. Something got messed up with my other camera, but I made it on this keyboard. This sound I'm going to show you here. This keyboard has a ton of sounds on it. I love the sounds on that keyboard. But I'm going to try to fit that in the background here of the intro. Yeah, that gives it a vibe. I like that. I'm going to just turn down the sidechain a little bit here. I'll keep it pumping a little bit, but I'm going to turn it down. Turn on the metronome. I feel like the vocals are slightly off the grid. I want to hear how they sound with the metronome on. I think it's this part here that's messing it up. I'm just trying to clean up the timing of these vocals here. I feel like it's slightly off, but let's see how it fits. So the title of this video says a build-up. I created the build-up, but I felt like I needed the intro in order to go into the build-up, which goes into the drop. I think the transition between the build and the drop is good, but now I'm trying to create, you know, the framework for the intro so that I know how it sounds going into the build. There's a pop right here, I hear it. Yeah, I hate that there's like a pop there. I can't say I know where it's coming from. Oh. It's LFO tool. That's the problem. Okay. I think I can put this back. Let's see here. Yep. Okay, that fixed it. So now put that vocoder back on. And I think I'll throw some reverb on this here. Or just increase the amount of reverb. And maybe add in a delay too. What I'll do, I'm going to delete LFO tool and I'm going to use the same sidechain that I have going on here. Just to make everything uniform. So yeah, that transition's not great. I'm gonna have to figure out how to blend those two together. Maybe it'll be when I add in some more sounds in the intro. Maybe it'll I can figure something out. But yeah, need to keep on working here. Maybe I'll throw those chords. Well, actually, what I'll do first is do like a little EQ automation on the intro part for the vocals. Oh, I said I was gonna put some delay. Let me put Echo Boy on these vocals here. So I did have a filter automation on this part already, but the reason why it's kind of, you can't hear it that well is because I have these vocals going into a processing chain that's turning the volume up on everything. So let me add in another one here. I think I'll start it off like that. And then I'll add the same automation on the synth that I have playing in the background. What do y'all think about it so far? Do you like it? What would you change if you could change something in this? I think it'd be cool to have maybe some drums in the intro or something. I don't know. Let's see what this would sound like. Something constant. It's too big of a difference still. I might need, maybe I could add in another, either add in another section right here where it starts to build up a little bit of intensity, or just change some stuff around to make it sound more intense. We'll see what happens. Here's the melody that I made one of the other times. Let's see what this sounds like. Let me copy this here so that I can mess with it, and then if I need to get it back, I won't lose anything. I feel like that sounds just a little bit too intense for the intro. Needs something a little smoother. Maybe get a different waveform. And it definitely needs that same filter that the other ones are getting. So, Iron Faith, you wouldn't change anything? You're just listening to the sounds? Is that what you're saying, if I understand correctly? Oh, and then that little melody definitely needs the same sidechain that I'm using for the other sounds too. Maybe I'll start the snares coming in on this part like that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have an idea of what I was doing before I started the live stream. Like, I just knew I wanted to do a build up. So you're watching the raw and unedited version of me working. Like, I don't always know what I'm gonna do, and I don't always know how it's gonna sound. That's why it takes so long to make these songs, is because you just have to try different things out and see if it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? Or if it does, then you're good to go, but if it doesn't, you know, you have to scrap it and move on. I think I'm going to add a little snare roll right here. Just a simple 4 hits. Maybe a little bass drop would be cool in the intro, just like a some kind of a bass hit. Let's see on my FX section. Something kind of like that. I mean, I think it's got a little bit too much going on in it. But I might be able to EQ some of that high-end stuff out. And I think it's in the wrong key here. I have to move it up 2 semitones. That should be right. And then maybe something else on top of those crashes just to give it a little bit more flavor. Something kind of like that. And definitely put some reverb on it so it's not so in your face. Hey, what's up, Brandy? So you said you could hear only the mic? That's kind of interesting. Hold on, let me see. Thanks for letting me know that. When I had tested it, it was working fine. Let me see. So thanks for letting me know that. I'm gonna have to probably I'll probably have to exit out of OBS, so the connection might be lost for a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it right back in. Okay, so stay with me if you're here. Let's see if this works. Still trying to figure this out right now. Let's see. Yeah, no, it was working just like when I tested it out, and I thought it was working when I cut the live stream on too. So it's kind of weird that it stopped working like that. Let me see. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to exit out of Ableton, and I'm going to exit out of my live streaming app, and I'm going to try to do this again right here. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's not working right now. I might have to cut off the live stream. Because unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. Let me just check real quick at the beginning of the stream here. I'm going to play back some of the stuff I was see here. Yeah, so looking back on the, on the live stream, it looks like it was working, but then it stopped working all of a sudden. And I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to probably just restart some of my equipment here, and like a computer restart would help. Maybe I could do that real quick. I'm gonna try to restart my computer. Well, if I restart my computer, I think that the YouTube's gonna cut off, so I might just go ahead and cut it off for today, and then just count it as a loss. But then I will be back for sure. Well, I might be back tomorrow. I might have work, I might not, so we'll just see. But for everybody tuning in, thank you for tuning in, and sorry about this hiccup here. Anyway, my daughter's awake anyway, so I'd probably have to cut it off soon anyway. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and